North Korean troops have been allowed access to the internet and they're now addicted to porn. Dingo Dinkelman, South Africa's Steve Irwin, has just died of a snake bite. And 43 monkeys have escaped a research facility in South Carolina. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast. I got 3 weird news stories from around the world for you today. Thank you for joining me. Let's go. North Korean troops have been allowed access to the internet and are now addicted to porn, according to reports. We have here a claim from someone who's a chief foreign affairs officer at the Financial Times who said that a usually reliable source shared this news with him. So is it real? I don't know. It sounds like an anecdote, but it's kind of funny to imagine a bunch of North Korean soldiers addicted to porn. And now you can plan accordingly. Instead of dropping bombs, you just drop a bunch of porno mags or smartphones. It says here internet access is not widely available in North Korea. That's what I heard. With only permitted high-level officials and foreigners granted access to international websites, as a matter of fact. So porn's probably out of the question if you're a North Korean citizen. North Korean citizens have access to something called Kwangmyong, which is kind of like the internet. It's an intranet system that's heavily regulated and mostly consists of political propaganda and scientific information. Can you imagine the crap they get on their form of intranet? The games they have available? Like, it's so stupid, I bet. Oh, we can play Pick Your Haircut. There's only 2 choices. The article, it doesn't say much. North Korean soldiers are allegedly fighting against Ukraine. Are you aware that Putin's buddy Kim Jong-un, what the heck's his last name? I can't remember. The guy that claims his dad invented the burrito. Guy's out of his mind. Anyways, North Korean soldiers sent there to help fight Ukraine, and I guess being over in Russia, they get extra internet access, and now they're addicted to porn after getting this unrestricted. It's unrestricted internet access for the first time in their lives, and so it's porn. Well, at least you got some hardened soldiers, which is, I guess, what you want. Sounds like they'd be very good fighters. Not really. They're probably very sleepy from all the wanking going on over there. And strangely, they all of a sudden want to become plumbers, gardeners, and pool boys because of the porn scenes, guys. You know, you get this bit I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to crack a joke. It's not good. And just imagine the other stuff. They're reporting on the porn. It is an anecdote. It may not even be true, but imagine some of the other stuff they're experiencing for the first time. Like, how many of them are like, oh my God, fantasy football is a thing? What is this? Or like TikTok dances, Postmates. Now they got Postmates. Wow, that's going to blow their mind. And weed. Now they're going to learn about weed. Their leader probably tells them weed doesn't exist. Imagine them like having some other experiences for the first time that's like mind-blowing. Like Cool Ranch Doritos. That would blow your mind, right? Washing it down with some Mountain Dew. I mean, can you imagine? They'd never want to go back to North Korea. Or how about like hearing, I don't know, Michael Jackson music? Oh man, that would just be, I just picture a bunch of North Koreans in foxholes listening to Michael Jackson and touching themselves to porn, doing TikTok challenges. That was just such a funny vision to me. I hope it's true. Hey, if you're going to be cannon fodder, you might as well enjoy your last few days, doom scrolling on the internet. War is so dumb. It's so dumb, by the way. So dumb. These poor soldiers, they're probably just thrown over there. They had no idea what they were doing. They were offered a vacation out of North Korea. They're like, yeah, I'll take it. I'd like to take a trip. I'm tired of this haircut. I'm tired of not being able to do anything. I'm tired of the morning music that they play. There's videos of the music that they play in the morning, really early too, and it's broadcast all across the country on speakers on the street. Oh man, it's like this patriotic music. Really early too. I want to say like 6 a.m. Like, I mean, that's even better than what they play over there. feel so bad for these people. And then, you know, if they ever get caught like prisoners of war, North Koreans, let's cut to the prison. How come all these North Korean prisoners have such enormous right forearms for some reason? What is this? Oh, man, I just Googled this. I tried to find some other information. All the stories have very little information. They're all the same. I'll just end on a quote from one of my favorite movies, but I'll make it appropriate for this one. I love the smell of hand cream in the morning. Dingo Dinkelman, South Africa's version of Steve Irwin, has died of a snake bite. I've never heard of Dingo. Apparently he was very popular in South Africa. He's got some YouTube videos of him handling venomous snakes and crocodiles and whatnot. Funny enough, his name sounds more Australian than Steve Irwin's. Dingo Dinkelman. He died at the age of 44 of a snake bite, which seems like a ripe age for a snake hunter / gator hunter and a guy named Dingo. You know, there are old crocodile hunters and bold crocodile hunters, guys, but there are very few old and bold crocodile hunters, sadly. The article says that content creator and nature conservationist Graham Dingo Dinkelman died on Saturday from a venomous snake bite, according to his wife, Kirsty. Dingo was allergic to snake venom. Funny. Aren't we all allergic to snake venom? I don't think I'd enjoy snake venom. Is that just an individual thing? Is this rare to be allergic to snake venom? And if Dingo was allergic to snake venom, why did he make it his life to hang around snake venom? Anyways, the bite he experienced sent him straight into anaphylactic shock. He was known as South Africa's Steve Irwin. Dinkelman spent a month in the ICU, sadly. He was in an induced coma before he passed away. This is very sad. Looking at some photos of him, he had a pet giraffe, really good with animals. He had a conservation. He brought awareness and raised funds for animal conservation, doing good things in South Africa, which is, there's a lot of animals. There's a lot of wildlife in South Africa. It's got a lot of things in common with Australia, and there's a lot of crocs there and snakes there. It says, while Dingo was renowned for his involvement with snakes and other reptiles, his compassion extended to all creatures. There was a special place in his heart for African mammals. His favorites being elephants, rhinos, and lions, as well as the giraffe that he owned named Elliot. Oh, man, imagine owning a giraffe. That would be so cool. You need a bigger roof, but you could do it. Maybe a backyard situation is sufficient, although if you had one in the States, I mean, the neighbors would see it, and eventually, I mean, unless you're in Texas, no one gives a shit. Everybody's got wild animals in Texas. It says here, it was truly the love of his family that was always behind his purpose, his drive, and his passion. Along with his wife, he leaves behind 3 children. Ah, so sad, Dingo Dinkelman. Look at another photo of him. Oh, he's got this giant snake with a shirt that says Dingo on it. He looks so happy. Just getting the greatest joys out of being around animals. Poor guy. Well, he died doing what he loved, being bitten by reptiles. It says here his YouTube channel, pretty popular, over 100,000 subscribers, and his Instagram account had 650,000 followers. This guy was doing it. His videos often consisted of him handling these venomous snakes, which he apparently he's allergic to them. I mean, I guess you only find out one way if you're allergic to snake venom, is being bit. And so you might not live to then, be more careful the next time you're around snakes. It says here he was handling venomous snakes, showing off crocodiles, taking care of the family's giraffe, Elliot. His videos also showcased his contributions to wildlife conservation, such as dehorning rhinos, collaring elephants, relocating lions, and working with some of the one of the planet's most threatened species. Dingo was an award-winning Discovery Channel and YouTube wildlife presenter, and he owned Dingo's Farm and Reptile Park in the South African KwaZulu-Natal Midlands. I think I said that correctly. He's got a website, dingowild.com. He was commonly compared to Steve Irwin, the legendary crocodile hunter who was killed by a stingray in 2006. Both men died at the age of 44. That's really just so coincidental and pretty crazy, isn't it? Well, at the end of the day, I mean, to live into your 40s doing this is probably an achievement, because it's a very dangerous possession. I mean, I'd imagine there's not too many freehand rock climbers living until they're 50, right? And now, I myself, I don't follow any crocodile or snake hunters on the social medias, but I am very intrigued by this TikToker who, I don't know the name of this dude, but he's just wandering the Everglades at night with a headlamp, just walking around with no shoes on, digging through the swamp looking for a giant 20-foot python. And then he's constantly just coming across crocodiles who he calls swamp puppies. And he just grabs animals in the Everglades at night. He's just grabbing lizards, just grabbing snakes. And every time he grabs one, he goes, yoink. And then he holds it up to the camera and he says something cute like, hey, little black-toed lizard. Or he knows the names of everything. He's obviously someone who's familiar with all the wildlife in the Everglades, and he's unafraid. He's just walking around going yoink, yoink as he grabs all kinds of stuff, holds it up to camera. He'll be holding 20 lizards in one hand, strange snakes, birds. And I can't remember if he grabbed a bird. And then he teases the crocodiles too. He pokes them and grabs their tail. This guy's out of his mind. I'd imagine he's probably going to die at 44 as well. Very entertaining videos. I wish I could remember his name, but yeah, shout out to Dingo, and we feel bad for his family. He left behind some kids, but he's done a lot. He did a lot of good. And check out his website if you want to make a donation or something. I'm sure there's a way to do that.
It's game time. And if you've got a hunch about this NBA season, you could turn it into a big win on FanDuel. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win.
Ooh, that guy's hotter than a microwave burrito.
Now that's a red-hot hunch.
21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus vest that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
43 monkeys escaped a research facility in South Carolina a few days ago. And apparently they headed straight to the polls to vote. Police are warning residents in the area to secure your doors and windows. Lock your doors. Authorities in South Carolina have warned residents, lock your doors, lock your windows, because 43 monkeys have escaped from a research facility. These primates broke loose from an Alpha Genesis facility, and they've set up some traps, and thermal imaging cameras are being used in an effort to locate these, what they're calling fugitive monkeys. Fugitive monkeys! Like they're from a prison. I guess technically they are. They escaped a prison. Well, guys, I guess it was about time for a new pandemic, so let's get that unemployment going. We'll buy all the toilet paper and make some sourdough bread. Get back to that hobby that you abandoned in 2020, And now we have a statement here from the Yemassee Police Department, who said, quote, residents are strongly advised to keep the doors and windows secured to prevent these animals from entering homes. If you spot any of the escaped monkeys, please contact 911 immediately and refrain from approaching them. Yeah, I got to catch them before they start biting faces, right? That's how you get zombies, man. Do you want zombies? That's how you get them. That's how you get zombies. Now, according to the website Alpha Genesis, I guess that's the laboratory that had these monkeys. Alpha Genesis breeds monkeys and provides, quote, non-human primate products and bio-research services across the globe. The company's clinical trials reportedly include research on progressive brain disorders. Ooh, okay, so what are they doing to these monkeys? They're not doing good things. I don't blame the monkeys for cutting loose. I mean, if I saw all of my friends' skulls being sawed open on a routine basis, I would be like, guys, time to organize a breakout. And then I would watch Shawshank Redemption and do exactly what Andy Dufresne did. It says here, the authorities didn't identify the breed of the escaped primates, but the company's website says its staff of veterinary technicians and animal specialists work with Cynomolgus rhesus and capuchin monkeys. Cynomolgus rhesus and capuchin monkeys. Well, I don't know what any of those will look like, but you could Google it. Authorities want you to know, anybody living in the area, do not have sex with these monkeys, okay? They want... Just playing. The police department said multiple officers were working with Alpha Genesis personnel to recapture the primates. Well, good luck with that. We're going to run after them. They're going to start jumping across trees. You can't catch these things. You got to lay traps and offer food, this sort of thing. You got to outsmart these things. Very smart, the primates. Also, are they sure they all just escaped this laboratory? Or did some disgruntled biologists just like quit their job and leave the door open. Somebody's got to be responsible for this. Now, the article says, surprisingly, the monkeys have escaped from alpha genesis before. 8 years ago, 19 primates escaped from the company's facility. All right, guys, maybe keep an eye on these. Get the primates in order. This is your one job, really. I mean, you can't be allowing monkeys that you've done experiments on to escape. I mean, I don't know what they're doing to the monkeys, but this is how things get spread or things begin. Now, oh, by the way, this is fascinating. They call this place Monkey Island. South Carolina's Morgan Island is known as Monkey Island. Can monkeys swim? Might want to find out if monkeys can swim. I just Googled if monkeys could swim. Apparently monkeys can swim. Guys, this is an issue. Certain monkeys like proboscis monkeys, crab-eating macaws, Japanese macaws, and green monkeys. Most monkeys can't swim because they're physically strong and smart enough to learn, but they're not specially adapted for aquatic life. For example, chimpanzees don't swim because their low body fat ratio causes them to sink. However, young chimpanzees may splash around in water. But some can swim, and they're smart enough to figure it out. Monkey see, monkey do. Maybe they watch the Olympics and they're like, we can do that. Well, fingers crossed. Let's hope they catch these monkeys before a film happens. I'm thinking of like 12 Monkeys or Outbreak or 28 Days Later. You know the ones. This is where my mind goes when I hear about monkeys escaping from a lab. It doesn't go to a good place. Maybe the authorities can get a hold of them. I heard you can get yourself a barrel and they'll just come right to you. Don't you know you better shock the monkey, shock the monkey. What does that song mean? Anyone know? Is that Peter Gabriel? I can't remember. I just remember that. It's just so weird. The lyrics are weird. Shock the monkey. I thought it was a reference to touching yourself. Maybe not. Anyways, I want to thank you all for spending some time with the Weird AF News podcast. I appreciate it. I hope you had a nice weekend and that you're starting the week off right, guys. Start the week off right. Caffeine and setting goals for yourself. That's what we're doing here. I have goals. I have goals to get a bigger closet. That's a goal of mine. I'd love to have a bigger closet. That would be nice. One day. I don't know if you're listening to this Monday, but tonight I have a show in Long Beach. If you'll DM me, Monday night at the Jade in Long Beach, I'll be headlining. And they got good food there, man. Good food, good drinks. It'll be good comedy. So just DM me at Funny Jones on Instagram. You can also email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. I don't know if I have any listeners in the Long Beach area. Probably not. But you never know. You never know. If you guys want to send me an email, maybe you come across some weird news that you think is appropriate for the show, the email is funnyjones@gmail.com. So please send that stuff my way. And then if you want to support the show, go to weirdafnews.com where you can buy me a coffee or join the Patreon. That's a way to support the show. Or tell a friend. That's a great way to support the show. And it doesn't cost you anything but your time. And maybe a beer with a lovely friend of yours. And why wouldn't you want to have a beer with a lovely friend of yours? And tell them about Weird AF News, the daily news podcast that doesn't bring you down so much.